Good day, everyone. Welcome to our lecture on assessment of student learning. In this session, we'll discuss what assessment is, why it matters, the different types of assessment, and how rubrics are used to support a fair and meaningful evaluation of student performance. This lecture is designed to give you a clear overview of assessment as an essential part of the teaching and learning process. So, what is assessment? Assessment is a systematic process of gathering and interpreting information about student learning. According to Huba and Fried, assessment helps us understand what students know, understand, and can do as a result of their educational experiences. It is important to remember that assessment is not a one time activity. Instead, it is an ongoing process aimed at improving both teaching and learning. So, why do we assess students? First, assessment helps teachers design and improve instructional programs. Second, it provides feedback and guidance to students, helping them understand their strengths and areas for improvement. And finally, assessment supports teachers by giving clear evidence of student learning, which informs instructional decisions. Now, what can be assessed? Assessment can focus on different aspects of student learning. We can assess learning characteristics such as students' abilities and learning styles. We can also assess motivational characteristics, including interest, self efficacy, and goal orientation. Most importantly, we assess learning outcomes such as content knowledge, skills, and actual performance. There are many ways to assess learning. Traditional methods include true or false items, multiple choice questions, and short answers. Other methods involve essays, projects, portfolios, peer assessments, observations, and discussions. Choosing the right method depends on what type of learning we want to measure. Assessment results should always be used meaningfully. Teachers use assessment data to improve teaching strategies, identify student strengths and weaknesses, and motivate learners. Assessment information also support program planning and helps in reporting student progress to parents or other stakeholders. Assessment can serve different purposes depending on how it is used. Assessment for learning focuses on identifying students' prior knowledge and monitoring progress. Assessment as learning encourages students to reflect on their performance and plan next steps, while assessment of learning is summative in nature and measures achievement at the end of instruction. There are three main types of assessment. First is diagnostic assessment that happens before instruction and identifies prior knowledge and misconceptions. Next is the formative assessment that takes place during learning to monitor progress, and summative assessment that occurs at the end of a unit to evaluate what students have learned. So, why do we assess? Each type of assessment serves a specific purpose. For example, the diagnostic assessment it tells us what students need to learn. For the formative assessment, it shows how well students are progressing, and summative assessment tells us how well students perform at the end of a task or a unit. Let us now move on to the grading rubrics. One important assessment tool is the grading rubric. A rubric clearly lists the criteria used to evaluate student work. It communicates expectations, supports consistent grading, and helps students understand how their work will be judged. There are two common types of rubrics. Analytic rubrics that breaks the performance into individual criteria and are often used for formative assessment. The second one is holistic rubrics that provide an overall judgment of performance and are commonly used for summative assessments or large scale testing. The rubrics have clear and meaningful criteria. They include an appropriate number of performance levels and focus on what truly matters in the task. Most importantly, rubrics should be written in language that students can understand. Let us now move on to the steps in creating a rubric. Creating a rubric involves several steps. First, we identify what needs to be assessed and the purpose of the assessment. Next, we envision what successful student performance look like. Then, develop descriptors and performance levels that clearly distinguish between varying levels of quality. In implementing and revising rubrics, before using a rubric formally, it is helpful to pilot test it. This allows teachers to refine criteria and descriptors. Rubrics should be reviewed regularly to ensure validity, reliability, and transparency, ensuring fair and consistent assessment. So, to summarize, assessment plays a vital role in improving student learning. Different types of assessments serve different purposes, and rubrics help make evaluation clear and fair. Effective assessment is continuous and should always be used to enhance teaching and learning. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this lecture helped you understand the importance of assessment and how it supports meaningful learning.